Hello everybody and welcome to the Ozarks Sports Report podcast. I am with the head coach Jim Julian on the phone, and we're going to do a weekly recap with Jim Julian. First off with the games of last week with Glendale. Glendale fell to Platte City 8-0. Glendale then played Lee Summit, and then they defeated Lee Summit West 12-5, and then lost to Lebanon 3-2. And that was the recap of the games from this week. So first off with our questions, Coach Julian. How would you say your team did throughout this week with those games between Platte County, Lee Summit, and Lebanon?
Well, kind of the same way we've been playing all year. We were kind of inconsistent right now. Came out and played pretty good against Lee Summit West. Put up some pretty good offensive numbers, hit the ball well, and then kind of fell flat against Platte County, and both Lebanon just couldn't get anything going. They threw some pretty good pitchers at us, but so did Lee Summit. But our approach is kind of inconsistent at the plate. We're getting good starting pitching and playing pretty solid defense, but I think our main issue right now is offensively just trying to find some consistency.
And with those scores, Lee Summit West, Platte County, and Lebanon, who would you say was your players that played their best in those games between Lee Summit, Lebanon, and Platte County? Lee Summit West, actually.
We got a sophomore that is kind of emerging as a third baseman and pitcher. He pitched the Lee Summit West game, did really well, and he played third base in the Lebanon game, and then after he came out from pitching, he played third base as well in the Lee Summit game. But at the plate, he went 3 for 6, drove in a couple runs, and made all the routine plays at third that he had, and then pitched pretty well, threw strikes. Did a good job attacking hitters, and his name's Timmy Glenn. He's a sophomore. I think he's going to be a pretty special player for us. We got Ty Wilmsmeyer, who's a junior shortstop / pitcher. He had a pretty decent weekend for us. He's a pretty good player all around. He had 4 RBIs against Lee Summit West, and had 3 hits in that game as well. Max Elmer is our leadoff hitter. He's usually kind of being a leadoff hitter, he's more of a contact guy, works counts, but he showed a little power this last weekend against Lee Summit. He had 4 hits and 3 RBIs and 2 doubles of those 4 hits, so he played pretty well. Hit pretty well for us as well. But then, like I said, that game we hit the ball pretty well. And then, the other 2 games we scored 2 runs in those 2 games combined, so couldn't really get anything going offensively.
And what are some corrections that you're going to make with your team coming into this week after those games between Lebanon, Lee Summit West, and Platte County?
Well, the big issue so far has been strikeouts. We're striking out way too much. So we've been working hard trying to cut those down. Got really long swings. And so we're trying to shorten our swings a little bit and just move the ball. So probably try to hit and run a little bit more. Try to take the focus off, just hitting for power and just trying to move the ball. So try to hit and run a little bit more, and do some things like that to make them focus on some more situational hitting, and hopefully we get runners on base so we can do that. But just trying to shorten swings right now and preach contact and playing team baseball.
And now with those teams that you guys played, Platte County and Lee Summit West, which are up in the Kansas City area, if you were to critique those teams of Platte County and Lee Summit West and Lebanon, what would your critiquing words be on both Platte County, Lee Summit West, and Lebanon?
Platte County's got a pretty good program. They've been pretty successful the last couple of years. They've got a center fielder that's going to Missouri Western as a football player and a baseball player. He was their leadoff hitter, could just flat out run. I think he made 2 diving catches actually in our game, just ran down balls and made some pretty spectacular plays out there. And then got on base one time, stole second, but just, creates havoc on the bases, kind of like a Colton Vaught type player without the crazy hair and all I guess. But Elite Summit West, they're pretty loaded, so that's a pretty good win for us. They've got a couple pitchers that we didn't see, but they've got a left-handed kid that is going to Tennessee, I believe, to pitch. Didn't get to face him, but he's pretty studly from what I hear. And they've got a couple other kids that have signed at some D2 schools, but they're pretty solid. They've usually got a pretty good program, so that was a big win for us. And then Lebanon is a conference opponent. This wasn't a conference game because it was part of a tournament, but they've got some pretty good players that hit the ball all the way up and down the lineup and put pressure on us. And they were up 3-1 until the 6th, and we managed to scratch across a run, make it 3-2, but then just couldn't break through and get that tying run. But they'll be a tough conference opponent for us, and I think they're going to have a pretty good year. They're pretty solid all the way around.
Now you guys were supposed to be playing a game today against Nixa, who was just down in Christian County. Is there any word on that game if it's going to be remade?
We're still trying to find a date to reschedule that one, but yeah, it'll be rescheduled. They're not a conference opponent; they're a district opponent, so that'll be a pretty important one for district seeding come May. So yeah, we're trying to find a date to reschedule that one, but just haven't been able to do that yet.
Now, who would your player of the week be from Glendale? Which award would you pass that award along to one of your players from Glendale?
I'd probably give it to Timmy Glenn over the course of those 3 games, just the way he pitched against Lee Summit. It was his second varsity start. He won the first one, started against Carthage game 1 a couple weeks ago, but for his second varsity start against a pretty good team, he came out and pitched pretty well, and then put him at third base after that, and then started him third in the Lebanon game. And he, like I said, he made all the routine plays, came up on a high chopper and fielded it, threw on the run, threw a kid out, and then went 3 for 6 at the plate. And so, really happy for that guy and really proud of his performance just being a sophomore. Look for him to have a bright future, but yeah, I'd give it to Timmy Glenn for our player of the week.
All right, and if there was any players that you could point out from Platte County, Lee Summit West, and Lebanon, which players would those be?
Let me see. From Lee Summit West, I'm trying to remember his name. Erholtz was his last name. See if I can find his. I can't remember his first name, but Erholtz. He had 2 hits against us. Their leadoff hitter Young had 4 RBIs, so their bottom of the order got on base. And then Kirchen was their starting pitcher. He went, I think he went 4 innings, struck out 4 of us, and he did a pretty good job. But that'd probably be the guys that stood out in my mind for them. For Platte County, I'm trying to remember their starting pitcher. He shut us out, so I should remember his name. But their starting pitcher's name was Esdor. He went 4 innings, only gave up 3 hits, struck out 5 of us. And then they had 4 guys with a double. They all of them hit the ball. I think we gave up 7 hits, but I think just about everybody in their lineup had a hit. But their leadoff hitter Cummings had 2 hits, scored a run, stole a base, I'm pretty sure. And then for Lebanon, their center fielder made a great play to end the game. His name is Cole McBride. I know he pitches too, but we didn't see him on the mound. But he had a hit, and made a really good play going back that would have tied the game. We had a runner at second that would have tied it, but he went back and caught it just before the fence. So that was a pretty good play. Tyler Paul is their 3-hole hitter. He's got a lot of pop. He had one hit against us. We only gave up 6 hits in that game, but they did just enough to get people on and have some timely hitting. We out-hit them 7-6, but we lost 3-2. But their starter, Milliken, threw 5 innings, only gave up 5 hits, just 1 earned run. We just couldn't make adjustments. He didn't throw hard, but he located well and kept us off balance and pitched out. We had some runners on base, and he pitched out of some jams. Got a couple double play balls to help his cause. So, between all those guys, saw some pretty good players this weekend.
And until we get the Nixa game rescheduled, when would your next game be? That's coming up after the big tournament with the teams out of Kansas City and Lebanon.
We've got the Red and Blue Classic, which is a tournament that Glendale kind of co-hosts with Parkview and Kickapoo. We got some pretty good teams coming in. We play that Thursday, not Thursday, but Friday and Saturday. On Friday, we play Battle, which is up by Kansas City, or up by Columbia, and Belton, which is up by Kansas City. And then Saturday, we've got the defending state champ Jefferson City Blue Jays coming in. We play them Saturday, and then we go over to Parkview and play Parkview Saturday. But should be a pretty good tournament. Those guys are in town, and they play all the Springfield schools. Nix is involved, and Kearney is involved as well. So should be a pretty good tournament. See some pretty good players.
And now coming up on Friday, this is not going to be varsity, but this is a JV tournament that's going to be featuring Crane, you guys, Nixa, Kickapoo, and I think Parkview on Friday. What are you going to be telling your JV kids how to attack these 4 teams of Crane, Kickapoo, Nixa, and Parkview?
Well, with Crane, I know how Coach Harmon has his guys prepared. They're going to be scrappy. They're going to try to run. They're going to hit and run and bunt and slash and put a lot of pressure on our defense. So, that's what kind of talked to them today about it. We had just a short hitting practice and talked to them about, the upcoming week and told them they better be ready, be prepared and ready for anything pretty much, because I know Coach Harmon likes to put a lot of pressure on defenses and things like that. So, should be exciting, and kind of the same way with those other teams too. They all play pretty similar as far as trying to run, trying to put a lot of pressure on the defense, and not going up there and taking a lot of pitches, but going up there looking to hit. So trying to get our guys ready to play, and hopefully they compete well against them.
Okay, that's going to wrap up our show for today. We'd like to thank Coach Jim Julian of the Glendale Falcons for taking the time with us and sitting down and answering questions. So, if you want to stay connected with the Glendale Falcons, follow them on Twitter. Their Twitter is at GHS for Glendale High School Baseball, SPS for Springfield Public Schools. And once again, I'll repeat that out for you. That is at GHS Baseball, SPS. And be sure to mention Coach Julian if you're reporting the scores or us at Ozarks Sports Report or any of the other media formats here in the Springfield area. So once again, we'd like to thank Coach Jim Julian for taking the time with us and recapping their week in baseball. So once again, if you want to stay connected with us through our social media, be sure to follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, visit our website. Our website is ozarksportsreport.wixsite.com/Ozark Sports Report. So once again, I'm Adam Smith signing off, and have a good day, everybody.